Going live. Okay, if anybody can see this, I don't know if anybody's on here yet, but I don't know how to bring up, let me see if I can bring up chat. Show chat. Okay, just gonna wait till we get some people in here. If you're in here, about to tell a story, but let me know. Let me know if you can see, hear me, etc. I'm doing this on a app, not like just, YouTube. I'm actually doing this on an app so I can put in music and stuff like that. And I've been trying to figure it out the last couple hours, so let's see how this goes. But for one, I need to see my chat. Where's my chat? Hold on, I'm here with you guys. Don't worry, if this doesn't work, I can always stop it and just go up live on YouTube. Okay, it says we got 2 people in here. Yeah, I'm hitting the chat button, but anybody that's here, say something in the chat just so I can see if it works. Oh, come on. I'm hitting chat, but it's not coming. Show chat. Let's see if I can get this window up. I don't know what's going on. No. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me currently apply. Delete that. Okay. Let's see if I can get chat up in her. Show chat. Jason Spence. Hello. Yes, I can see you. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know I'm not going crazy. All right. Is David in here too? Where's David at? I know David got to be in here. I'm just going to wait a couple minutes. If you got any questions, guys, just ask me. Happy Halloween. Hope you guys had a great night. Hopefully you didn't egg too many people and TP too many houses. You're too old for that. Get over that. But, yeah, we got a great story. Just going to wait for this to populate, for a few more people to come in. What's up? Oh, EJ, okay, I know it's official. What's up, buddy? Glad I can see people. Okay. This is cool. This is cool. This is cool. All right. I'm actually on an app right now. Not just YouTube live stream. I set this up. I hope it works, but I'm about to try to play background music and throw some pictures in here too while I'm telling the story to make it better for y'all. I hope it works. I really do. So, Eric, right now, I'm going to put some music on and you tell me if it's too loud, okay? Let's see if I can find it. Okay, right here, right here. Boom. Boom. Okay. Now, how do I get this down? Volume. Okay. Alright, if I have the music on like this, can you still hear me? If you can hear the music and hear me right now, or if the music might be too loud. What about that? Can you hear me and the music? This is my track. I made this on AI. I love this thing. It's going to be our intro soon. Yeah, smash that like button. Yes, turn it down a little. Okay. Thank you. Let's see. That's the lowest I can get it to go. Can you hear my voice, or is the music overpowering type thing? Is the music all right? Are the levels good? Great right there? All right, nice. Thank you. There's probably a delay from chat and me seeing this or something like that, but, all right. Great right there. So, I guess I'll just start telling the story, right? Nothing really else to do. I mean, let me see real quick how I throw these pictures in. I already learned all this, but it's like, I just hope it works. Okay. I just hope that music's not too loud. That's the only thing I'm worrying about. Let me see something. In fact, you know what? I'll just throw it in for certain parts. I'll pause it right now. Yeah, see. I wish it's like, that's the lowest it goes? Come on, man. It should go a lot lower than that. Whatever. Okay. I'll put it there and I'll pause it. How do I pause it? Sorry, guys. Sorry. Alright. Here we go. Pause it. Sorry if I broke your ears. Alright. Jesus loves you too, you silly goose. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to tell the story, and then if more people, I'm sure more people will just watch it later. They'll just watch it later. Voice and music definitely competing. Yeah, thank you. That's why. Okay, good to know that. Okay, so I turned it off, and yeah, you'll just get the music and the stories, you know, later. The real stories. But let's see if this is kind of cool. I can throw in pictures. This is kind of cool. Alright, so I'll just leave this up here because to set the mood, to set the ambiance, because this is kind of, I doubt many of you have heard this story. If you have, that's kind of crazy, actually. But this story I literally found because it's a Halloween story. It's literally about, there we go, this one's better, Halloween. Or it happened on Halloween. So I'll keep that one right there just so y'all can keep the ambiance. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now let me go back. Let's see who's in here. Jason, it's all good. Go with a Halloween night with no bitches. Tragic. Yo, how do you know there's not one right in there? How do you know there's not two right in there? That's what's tragic. ER. Talk to me like that in person. I send you to the ER. Boy, bars. All right. All right, let's get this party started. All right, I'm just going to tell the story because as you guys know, you can watch it after. It'll be on my channel after that, all that good stuff. But I do hope you guys had a great Halloween. And as an ending to Hell Month, you know, supposed to have a collab today. Didn't work out. So the collab will be in a couple days with Matt from Planet 412. And then we actually got a few other huge collabs with, I'm talking like 100,000, maybe 1 million subscribed channels. So keep on the lookout for that. Hit the bell. But I'm about to start the story right now without any further ado. As of now, it's time to slip into a mind that's not our own. And remember, this story happened on Halloween. So just saying. So just imagine just before Halloween, a young woman walked into a church to pray, but she never came back out. And when the doors reopened the next morning, they didn't find signs of, you know, a robbery. They found something that looked like a ritual, a body, 2 candles, and a message that nobody could understand. Tonight we go inside that church and we ask the question no one could answer. What else was in there with her? Okay, so this takes place about 50 years ago. Just before Halloween, 1974, something unthinkable happened inside one of the most sacred buildings on Earth. And it wasn't vandalism, it wasn't theft. Somebody just disappeared. And when the church finally opened its doors the next morning, what they found inside it did not look like a crime scene. It looked like a ritual. And this is what happened hours earlier. 19-year-old Arlis Perry had been only married for 8 weeks. She and her husband, Bruce, had recently moved from Bismarck, North Dakota, to Stanford University in California, where Bruce was a pre-med student. Arlis was reserved, polite, but she was deeply religious. She didn't drink, she didn't party. She worked part-time as a receptionist and often spent her evenings praying alone at the Stanford Memorial Church, a towering cathedral at the center of the campus. Imagine like the one at the top of the screen. And it was filled with stained glass and silence. It was her favorite place in the whole world. And on the night of October 12th, Arlis and Bruce took a walk to the campus. And around 11:30 p.m., similar to this time, they had a small argument, something minor. And Arlis told Bruce that she wanted to be alone and pray about it. So she said she was going in that church. Now, Bruce actually watched her walk towards it. But the thing is, she never came back. Now, around 3 a.m., Bruce, of course, became worried. So he went and he got campus security. One officer arrived and he checked the church doors and he found them locked. And he saw no signs of anything unusual. He just assumed that Arlis had already returned and left. But later that morning, just before 6 a.m., a janitor arrived to open that church. And when he entered, he walked into a scene so bizarre, so precise, that he initially just froze. There, near the altar, lay the body of Arlis Perry. She was positioned on her back with her arms extended to her sides. A tall altar candle had been placed between her breasts. A second candle, much larger, had been forced between her legs. Her jeans had been removed and placed neatly across her legs. And yes, guys, this is a true story. Her blouse was torn open. I'm not going to get too graphic, but nothing had been stolen. Nothing in the church appeared to be damaged. No signs of forced entry or anything like that. But the positioning of her body was so deliberate, so symbolic, it felt like it had been staged. So some officers that came on scene believed that this ritualistic thing in the church was a message. Others believed it was just a ritual. But the Stanford campus on there, one of the most prestigious universities in the country, it went into immediate lockdown. And remember, this is in 1974. Police scoured the church for evidence. Nothing was taken, no fingerprints, no DNA, no murder weapon. Arlis had not been sexually assaulted, and she had not fought back. There were no defensive wounds. And so at this point, they're kind of scratching their heads. The medical examiner ruled that she had died from blunt force trauma to the head. A tiny little ice pick, if you've ever seen those, found still lodged between her ear. That had delivered the final blow. Now that detail, the ice pick, made detectives, pause, because it wasn't a random weapon. It wasn't something, anybody would just carry. It was specific, it was precise, it was chosen. So the case became headline news. A murder inside a church, no robbery, no clear motive. And then all the theories started to begin. Now, of course, it was the mid-1970s and satanic panic was going on. Rumors of satanic rituals were spreading across the country. In this case, this exact scene looked like it came out of a handbook of an occult killing. A Christian woman murdered inside of a church. Her body laid out like a sacrifice. Candles used in deliberate ways. A strange weapon. No sign of forced entry. Now, some believe it was symbolic, a mockery of her faith. Others suggested it was part of a ritual, and that whoever killed her had planned it for a long time, and that Arlis just wasn't chosen at random on Halloween. But then things got stranger. So, shortly after Arlis's death, an investigative journalist in North Dakota received an anonymous letter. The writer claimed to be part of a cult, one that Arlis had quote-unquote offended somehow. According to the letter, Arlis had tried to save one of their members, had been warned about it, and had been punished. The letter, though, was not able to be traced, but it wasn't the only one. Similar anonymous messages popped up over the years, each one hinting at a larger conspiracy, a cult, a cover-up. But there were no names, no fingerprints, nothing solid enough to ever pursue. But still, the theory, of course, lingered. Arlis had unknowingly walked into something much darker than she understood. So, let's go over the suspects and the dead ends. First, Bruce Perry, Arlis's 8-week husband for 8 weeks. He was questioned immediately, of course, but his alibi was solid, and he was ruled out quickly, even though they did just have a slight fight right before this happened. Now, suspicion briefly turned to a man who had been seen in the church earlier that night. He had come in just to light a candle, but the janitor said he had left the place around midnight, and Arlis would have been in there at that time. So police tracked him down, and they ended up making him take a lie detector test. But somehow he passed the test, and there was no connection between them. And the church doors had been locked, so you would think a janitor, somebody like that, they might have the keys, but that was a dead end. The killer was either somebody with a key or somebody even scarier who never left. Now, security procedures were reviewed, but nothing explained how someone could murder a woman in such a specific way, a quiet way, and disappear without a trace. Now, at this point, it went cold. Decades passed, as you could imagine. The church was remodeled, the records faded, and Arliss's murder became one of the most disturbing cold cases in California history. But then, in the year 2018, 7 years ago, 44 years later from the crime, DNA evidence pointed to someone, or to no one, sorry guys, DNA evidence pointed to someone that no one expected. His name? Stephen Crawford. Who's that? He was the very same security guard who had responded to Bruce's call that night that Arliss disappeared. He was also the person who had found the body hours later when the church reopened. And if you think about it, it is kind of weird because he called security. Security really didn't see anything. And then when security goes and reopens the church later in the morning, hours later, he found the body. So police obtained a DNA sample from an item that he had discarded, some real craft stuff. And it was a match. Now, before they could arrest him, Crawford actually died by unaliving himself. And when officers arrived at his home to confront him, he shot himself in the head. And just like that, the case that was open and cold for so many years was closed. Well, maybe. Because theories still linger. Even with that DNA match, some people don't believe that Stephen Crawford acted alone or at all. There were no clear reasons why he would kill Arliss. He wasn't connected to her. There were no past reports of violence, no history of an obsession, just nothing. Almost like a patsy, a setup. And then you got to remember there's the body positioning. Some believe it would have taken time, maybe more time than one person could have had. The candles, the clothes, the symbolism, it all felt too methodical, too coordinated for one person. Too much like a message. And then there are the letters. All the cult references, the rumors that Arliss had confronted someone about demonic beliefs just days before her death and tried to save them. No one's been able to prove any of it, but no one's been able to disprove it either. So, Arlis Perry walked into a church on Halloween to pray. Now, what happened after kind of defies logic, reason, and understanding. Her death became a symbol, not just for loss, but of the darkness that sometimes hides in the most sacred of places. And yes, they found her. But the real question is, what else was in that church that night? Because something about that scene, if you would see it, the placement, the precision, the messages, it still feels unfinished. All right, guys, that's the story. It's just a little Halloween true story. Of course it's true, guys. True story for y'all. Now, in the chat, tell me how y'all are doing. Are y'all doing good? Church during the day, black, nice. Yeah. True. What's up, Stephanie? What's up, EJ, David? Thank you guys so much for watching. It's delicious. Thanks, EJ. You guys. So yeah, live stream. What do you guys think about these live streams? Should I do more? Should I do less? What do you think? Sometimes I almost want to just go be telling stories on the fly, like right now. Just story it off. You know what I'm saying? Eating what? Eating borscht. How do you say that? Borscht? Yeah, truly, EJ. So many sick people out there. And especially something crazy I was watching earlier, too. It was this dude who was, like, he had this weird, like, Masonic tattoo down his head. And he was bald the rest of the way. And he used to be in a satanic cult. And now he's a Christian. It was, like, reform type thing, right? And he was talking about how even just, like, I guess Halloween is the day that Satanists look forward to the most. Now, I don't know if this is true. This was just from him. But he was saying that we shouldn't participate in all. like even the kids or anything like that. And he said literally, even just putting stuff up in your yard, right? Like, especially if that yard has it, this yard has it, Skull and Bones, imagine like 20 houses on the block, and if 15 of them have, you know, some stuff about Halloween, just even pumpkins and scarecrows and, you know, all the stuff that we see in the yards, that is like almost not a sacrifice, but like a willingness to invite demons and Satan into that area. So when he said that, this guy that used to be a Satanist, he was like high up in the Satan rank too, and now he's a Christian. I was like, is that true? So I kind of looked at it a little bit, and I'm like, if that's true, that literally putting out yard stuff for Halloween can be considered Satan stuff, I don't think I'm going to do this stuff anymore. I don't think I'm going to, maybe a pumpkin. That's all I'll put up. Oh, Vicious, Vivian, what's up, guys? Yeah, sorry, you just missed it. Good thing, though, it's on here. You can rewind it. Even when I'm off, I'll make sure it stays up here so you guys can check it out. But yeah, that was just a quick little story. It's one of those stories, and that's why I feel like I should go live sometimes, right? Because I got like, literally, I knew this one girl that, I hope she's not watching this, but when I was on the phone with her, she would say, literally, every like 3 seconds, and I'd be like figuratively, and she'd be like, literally. I'm like, no, not everything can be literally. But I hope she's not watching. But yeah, if you guys want me to do more lives, let me know, because there's stories I can just tell on the fly. I can just chat with you guys, interact. We can talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about, to be honest. But yeah, it's nice to be on here, and that story that I told is true. It's just what I was saying before I said literally. I literally have like 50 to 100 stories that never made the cut. They never made the cut for Mr. E-File's final production. And I'm a one-man army. I do everything. I don't have a team. I do everything myself. So I put those stories in a certain place. And if you want me to, you know, read these stories on live, the ones that never made the cut, like this one, then yeah, they usually don't make the cut because I can't find a good enough ending. I know this is a mystery channel, but me, I really hate unsolved things. And even though this one wasn't unsolved, but that's a lot that are in there. Plus, as a lot of you people that have been here for a long time know, my stories used to be like 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 13, and now I like to do them around 20. So that's the majoritable reason. I think I just made that word up. Majoritable reason why a lot of stories haven't made the cut. I'm sure some of them I could, you know, rewrite now to be 20 minutes. But yeah, so I got 40 or 50 stories that are always locked and loaded for a live stream if you guys want me to do live streams. He did pronounce right. Did I pronounce them right? Let's go. Borscht. Tell us another one now, David says. Okay, let me think. See, sometimes too, I can get inspired just by you guys. If you mention a story, right, I might know that story and then I can tell it as well. But if I just got to think about it, let me think. Yes, I'm vaping. I quit smoking. That's a good thing. I heard David said vapes are worse though in the long run. I don't know how that is, but David, you're going to have to explain that to me. A big yes to the live streams. Thank you, Vicious. And if you guys don't know Vicious and Oblivion, Vivian, EJ, and David, these guys are huge supporters of the channel. These guys, like, if it wasn't for y'all, I'd be looking at my account all day being like, should I even do this? And I'm just being serious. So you guys are like, you're legit. You're so freaking legit, guys. That's all I'm saying. And I hope I hope I'm always giving to you guys enough, because maybe live streams is another way I can give to you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I feel like one story a week. I always said if I get bigger, I'm going to do it opposite of Mr. Ball. And, you know, he did like 4 stories a week, then 3, then 2, now 1. I already have a huge library of over 250 stories. So I think 1 a week is appropriate. And then, you know, hopefully if I ever blow up or get a little bigger, then we can go to 2 once the algorithm is ready for it. And then hopefully we can go to 3 or 4. Imagine that, going to 3 or 4. If I ever hit 1 million subscribers, I'm going to 5 stories a week. I don't know if y'all can handle that. So I'll go to at least 4, right? But yeah, I feel like one story, I wanted to do more for Hell Month, but it was so weird, guys. Like, now that the algorithm is finally starting to notice me just a little bit, when I uploaded 2 stories in 1 week, it would split the impressions, which means not everybody would see the same video. So instead of getting 1,000 views or more on one video, they'd only get like 300, 500 views. And that's so deflating when I feel like, oh my God, this story is so good. Like, it happened on that one story. I don't know if you guys have watched this yet. Let me see if I have a picture. I ended up uploading some pictures in this just in case. This one, yep, right here. This is like the thumbnail that I used for that, if you guys remember. It was like probably 3-4 weeks ago, something like that. That's the picture of one of the thumbnails. I A/B tested 2 thumbnails. And that story, I honestly think it was one of my best I ever told, and it got like 400 or 500 views. So I was like, I can't do this anymore. That's why I upload once a week. But I am going to get to 2 a week and then hopefully more. But let's check out chat. So yeah, I mean, Vicious really wants it. I think Vivian wants it too. So I'll start doing some more live streams. That way we can all just enjoy it. And sometimes I'll even challenge myself. Imagine if sometimes I do a live stream where I come on here and I let you guys pick the story and I get like 5 minutes to prep, or I got to just tell it off the bat. Like, if I know it, I'll tell it. If not, I'll research for 5 minutes and then sell it. That'd be kind of fun. I want to do fun stuff with you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it to just be like you guys think, oh, I'm some YouTuber that, no, I'm just like, I'm exactly like you guys. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not anybody to look up to. I'm not anybody to be special. I just tell stories, and that's it. I just want, honestly, I love doing YouTube. Like, I was a real estate agent and I still am, but I don't sell real estate anymore because I do this full time, because I've always liked talking to people, and I feel like telling stories to people is one of the funnest things in life that anybody could do. And once, like, you know, Mr. Ballin got me into it, I was hooked. I'm like, this is what I'm going to do. So fingers crossed that it works out. But yeah, that's why if you guys ever want to reach out to me and stuff, my email is in the description every time. If you got stories for me, like, I know Oblivion hits me up and we're working on a good story. Like, it's a very popular story, right? But she has sent me some crazy YouTube stories to watch about it, and more information and more information. And let's just say when it comes out, it's going to be very well done, and hopefully something that you guys have never seen about a famous case. John 3:16, one of my favorite verses. And John 4:16, same. Thank you, Gospel of Jesus Christ. Appreciate you. And you're good at it. Thank you, Vicious. That truly means a lot. See, that's the one thing I never knew. When I started storytelling, I was like, I think most people hate their own voice, right? So I was like, whatever, I'm just going to do it anyway. And honestly, it's just been grinding. It's like over 4 years now. And we're just starting to make a tiny little mark. But guys, I see it now more clearly than ever. You know, it might take 6 months. It might take a year, 18 months, 2 years, 3 years. I don't care. I've already dedicated 4 years to this. I'm not giving up. This is something I'm going to make it in. So I'm just going to keep telling stories. That's all I'm going to do. If we pick a story and stump you, you have to do a deep dive. Fair. Yes. Because I probably know 1,000 stories, not even kidding. But like, to actually tell it off the top of my head like that, that's pretty tough. I could probably do that to 100, 200 stories, but okay, yeah, we'll do that. So that'd be like what I was saying. Like, if I come on here for some live streams and I don't have a story prepared and we're just chatting and we're kicking it, if one of you guys say, oh, do you know the story of this? Usually I will. But you guys are really good at deep diving as well, and you guys come up with some of the craziest stories that I've never heard of. So maybe, while, you know, I can turn the music up for a minute, put like, let me see if this comes on too. I got like, this thing is pretty cool, this app. that I'm on. I just found it right before I went live streaming, so I've had to figure all this stuff out on the fly. But let me see if I can. Let me see what this does. Hopefully, this doesn't mess anything. Or where'd it go? Damn. I know how to do music. Let me see what this does. I'm just hitting buttons, guys. Okay. That's chat. Okay. That's to make me glammed up. I don't need that. Thank you. Halloween. What's this? Oh, it's like Instagram type stuff. No, I don't want any of that. But oh wait. It used to be here. I don't know where it is. But took AJ at least 7 years Wi-Fi. I remember when Wi-Files was at like 300,000 subscribers, and I saw somebody that somebody was like, "Do you know who Mr. E-Files is?" It was one of the fans that I talked to on Messenger, but I don't know if he even watches anymore. But he was like, "Have you heard of Mr. E-Files?" And AJ was like, "No, I don't think so. I'll check him out." But he might not have heard of me, but he's heard of me because I've talked to him. So he just probably forgets because he's a busy man. He's got a whole team working for him. But around 300,000 subscribers, I told him, I was like, "Bro, you're going to hit 1 million by Christmas. And then you're going to hit 2 million by," I think I said March. He hit 2 million by like February. It was crazy. And yeah, I had a couple chats with him, and then after that, once they hit 1 million, they're gone, guys. They're gone. They're gone. I promise to always be with you guys, whether I have 100 subscribers or 1 million. It doesn't matter to me. But yeah, if it took him 7 years, and he's better than me, so I probably got another 3-4 years to go. So we're good. And I don't like to say people are better than, but he found his way really good, right? The chair coming down and then Hecklefish. It was just a recipe for success. And Mr. Ballin, he didn't even need, Lungy or whatever. He was already popular before that. I thought about bringing in something like that, like almost like, kind of like the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other for like stories, but I couldn't incorporate it right. I tried other theories that I had, but I'm not good at 3D animation and stuff like that, so I couldn't figure it out. Maybe in the future, though, I'm never going to have a team like that, guys. Like, even if I got big, I don't want more than a couple people. I just want, like I'd hook up my friends and y'all and, like, people that would want to work with the company, not just, like, have 40 random people, even if we did get big. So that's the strategy, guys. That's the goal. That's the goal. The goal was to get gold, which is 1 million. Well, the real goal, I don't really care about 1 million. I just want to hit that 100. I want that silver plaque. That's my goal, guys. Not the gold. The gold would be awesome, but the silver, it's just, for me, that would just be like, okay, you put in at that, I don't know, let's say I get it in 2 years. At that point, okay, you put in 6 years of work, you get a little silver plaque. That's all I want. That's all I want. Okay. Oh. Find a face. Oh, I didn't even know this thing had facial recognition. Learning new things. We love you because you are genuine. I love you guys too. That's all I have to say. I really do. I love spending time with you guys. I hope all of you are safe tonight. I know there's probably a lot of people out there right now that are still enjoying the night like I used to enjoy the night. Just be safe, guys. Okay? Be safe. It's especially on a dark night. Like, the more I read about it, it's like tonight literally could be a dark night. Like, when I forget what Halloween originally was, like in the pagan type thing, but it's dark. Either way you want to look at it, it's a dark night. Kind of like, Christian Bale, bars, dark night. I have a friend who is a commercial artist and tattoo artist. Let's go. That's awesome. The stories themselves are the most important, but you'll definitely get the silver. I hope so, Vicious. If I get that silver plaque, we're going on vacation. I don't care where. Like 10 of us, 20 of us will just like, hopefully if I'll have the money by then, I'll pay for it and we're just going somewhere. Whether it's like Mount Everest or the pyramids or Mount Shasta. I don't care. We're going somewhere. But yeah. All right. It is getting late though. 12:30. I know some of you got to sleep in. I forget. Some of you are like from Belgium. in the UK. So what would that be there? Oh, dude, it's like 6 a.m. for you guys. Deal. Let's go. Yeah, Vicious. You know I'd bring you, David, Oblivion. You guys are all set. You guys already got the tickets in the mail. The tickets just might take a year or two to get to you. But and where's Kathleen at? Right? Kathleen. I thought I know I don't want to say anything. But yeah, we miss her too. She's an OG. And I've talked to MK Squad. I know he doesn't really like lives, but right, Shasta would be amazing. That'd be so cool. Yeah, we'll definitely do it, guys. Like I looked at all these things, like when I used to do like those little giveaways and stuff. Like, you got to be careful on here. Like, I learned like Mr. Beast almost got in trouble for giveaways, and like if you do giveaways, you also have to have a free option. Mine was okay because it was all a free option. It was hitting the like button. But yeah, giveaways are like weird. So it would just have to be like off YouTube. I call you guys up and we take a vacation. 5:35 a.m. So you're crazy. Yeah, Kathleen in recovery. David, true. I just didn't want to say anything. I didn't know if people knew. But yeah, she's had a tough time. So if people can pray for Kathleen, that'd be awesome. It was druids. Ooh. Are you talking about in the story, Oblivion? It was druids? It definitely could have been. Or in life. Oh, man. I wish there was like an instant way. I know chat's pretty quick, but I feel like there's a delay. I always feel like there's a delay. Samhain. I feel like that's the devil's name or something. What is that? Samhain. Have you guys ever seen Lucifer on Netflix? I watched it, not thinking I would like it, but I actually loved it. It's actually a really good show. Yeah, what is Samhain? What is that? Is that like a story, a place, something that happened in the past? Or wait, I wonder if I can... Hold on. Let me see if I can go off my screen and if I'm still live. Hopefully this doesn't ruin everything. Oh, I think I'm still live. So I could have been doing this the whole time. Are you kidding? This is some crazy stuff. Yeah, you probably did tell me, Dave. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go though. But yes, just from the couple of you, even two of you, that's all it takes. Saying that you want more lives, you're gonna get more lives. I hope you all have a great night. I'm trying to not make this too long for the people that'll rewatch it. That's the only reason why. Sometimes though, we'll just do live streams where I'll come on here and we'll just kick it and we'll do stories on the fly, and then those can go for like an hour or two. But when I do a story like this, you know, boom, we'll just I stopped it. Did I stop it? Are you messing with me? I hope he's not messing with me. Either way, I'll go right now. We'll do some live streams where we can kick it for an hour or two or longer and just pop up stories. You tell me, I'll do them. Boom. And then there will be other times like this where if I do a main story, we'll try to keep it to like a half hour or something. Hopefully I didn't stop it when I went away. Is anybody there? Type something real quick if you're there. Be safe, buddy. Okay, good. Is the original Halloween. Okay, good. Whoa, I didn't know that. All right. So you guys have a great night, and I'll see you hopefully Tuesday. Maybe the collab will come out with Matt from Planet 412. Supposed to come out today, but yeah, hopefully Monday or Tuesday. If not, then I'll just have my regular story up Tuesday. And guys, I'm just telling you, I know everybody probably says this, but I became obsessed with like finding these popular stories and now doing them if they're real. I got at least 4 or 5 on the horizon that I know you're going to love. Plus, I'm going to mix them in with the regular stories. That way you guys get everything you need and love. But I love y'all. Good night, Vicious. Good night, Oblivion. Good night, David. Good night, EJ. Love you guys. Cheers.